Hi, I'm Sarah from The Upcoming. A real pleasure to be with you here in Cannes. Thanks so much for taking the time to speak to us. Huge congratulations on this film. For people who haven't seen it yet, though, can you give us a brief intro? What do you tell people to expect when they're going in to watch it?
So it's a movie about the lottery, and it's very funny, special, and scary. It's full of twists, and we have a lot of, how do we say that, films in the film.
I think it must have been one of those that when you first read the script, you must have thought, I've never read anything like this,
Yes,
or
exactly.
how is this going to work, or are we going to be able to pull this off? But maybe there was something about it, the originality of it, that really drew you in.
Oh yeah, from the beginning, the first time I discovered the script, I was like, who else is gonna write something like that? It's so unique, so authentic, and it's very well written, and at the same time, it's also very personal. I feel like I can see the sincerity and the personality of the director.
And had you seen his previous film, Mysterious Beats?
Yeah,
Did you already?
yeah.
And was that another thing that added to making you want to collaborate with him?
Yeah, of course. One of the many things, but I was sure it was like obvious for me that I wanted to work with him.
And he was saying actually there that, you know, the initial point was actually not to kind of make this genre film, but it was this concept of the lottery. And I guess it's one that, you know, maybe we haven't seen explored in film that much. So was that also something that you wanted to explore on screen?
Maybe not that much. I was more interested in the characteristics of my character. She's like a little bit, she does philosophy, and she would act a little bit not that socially aware. She looks so shy and so undisturbed. But at the same time, we will discover little by little that she's the most disturbed one with the other female character. And I really like this twist also and the way it does the evolution.
Yeah, so how did you see her from the outset? And I think you're right. It's like, you know, it's one of those characters that maybe at first you're sort of underestimating. And then just, you know, even sort of the way she claps back, you know, to each of the male characters, she's definitely got an edge. But obviously it comes to the fore as the film goes on. So how did you approach playing her?
Well, I discovered the movie yesterday. And then before that, like from the beginning, from reading the script until doing the shooting, I thought the character was really nice, and I thought she was like the most full of hope and determined and very cute little girl that just wanted to make everyone's life change, and then she wanted the best for everyone. But then yesterday was like pure shock because I never knew I personally could be so vicious. I didn't know. I was like, oh my God, what a person. How is that possible? Like, why? Why is she so bad? Like, really mean in a way. So I didn't know.
And it was so interesting as well to watch. I feel like it was almost like watching a play maybe. There's kind of this intensity and this claustrophobia, not only because mostly it's, you know, taking place inside the confines of this bar where you don't even really know what time of day it is because it's like there's no daylight, but also because of this sort of twisty, you know, the time's kind of folding in on itself kind of aspect of it. Was it like that on the shoot as well? Did it feel very intense?
Totally. It was totally like that. We were all together and everyone played a very important role. So no one could be missing. Even though you're just one little detail in the background, you have to be perfect because everyone is together and then you have to be totally in the moment, in the story. And then also, I remember my partners in the movie, Pio Marmay, he would say he was easily getting lost during the shooting because he didn't know what happened anymore. But I remember I was very not lost because I was so invested as the character, but also as an actor. I wanted the story to be credible, to work, and I wanted all the lies of the characters to work. So we were all thinking together how could the lies be perfectly built in a way so that they could get out of this situation with money and change their lives.
And you must have created such a bond from like all working together for so much time in this very enclosed space. You know, did you just love working alongside all these amazing actors?
I loved it. It was a bomb, but a pretty special bond because I remember the set was very full of masculine energy, and with the other female actress, her name is Maria de Medeiros. We were the only two actresses, and then how do we say that? I felt like so. For example, with the two main lead roles, male actors, I remember I couldn't understand 90% of what they were saying. One of them, Fianso Pio, first of all, he speaks very fast. And all I know is that he loves food and he loves motorcycle. That's all I know. He's always hungry and always a little bit tired. Sofian, he does rap. So he speaks very fast. And so since French is not even my native language, and then when he speaks to me, he has a lot of references also in the world of like showbiz and stuff. I understand like 0.5% of what he says. But it's okay. It's pretty funny because in the movie, I'm not that connected with them neither. We're all a little bit in our own universe and space and time, and it's okay. But I find it very funny in a way also. So yeah, it's a bond, but it's like a very respectful bond between people who don't necessarily understand each other. Yeah.
And the other thing that I love about the movie is even though it's pretty dark and, you know, kind of quite sinister at times, there are these really hilarious moments. And even in my screening, sort of like people are laughing out loud. And sometimes a kind of unexpected laugh because you're not expecting it to be funny. So was that something that you really felt even when you read the script or something that came to life almost as you were bouncing off the different characters, this kind of comedic undertone?
Well, I remember we did a general reading of the script all together, and I remember it was so full of laughter. And even the first time I read the script myself, I couldn't help. I remember it was 3 a.m. in the morning and during the midnight, and then I was sleeping with my little sister, and she was next to me, and I was almost choking from dying of laugh. But then what's pretty strange is that yesterday it was less full of funny. It's less funny and scarier to me, especially the character I'm playing. I didn't know I could be that violent, like psychologically violent. I really didn't know, so I was really scared of myself. I think I'm gonna have some nightmares just after that. Therapy. Yeah, it's so scary. I didn't know. Really.
And in terms of, being on the shoot, were there any memorable moments on set? Was there a scene that was particularly challenging, and when you watched it back, one of your favorites?
So one of my favorites, I think, it has to be the moment when Picon Lafayette, the other woman, and my boss meet for the first time in the movie, because it's like so French humor. It's so funny in a French way, and I really love that. When I wrote the script, I didn't know it was like that. I just thought it was funny. But then yesterday when I saw that, I was literally also wow. And then also the actor who plays my boss, it's his first time. He never did any cinema, any acting before, and I'm so proud of him. He's so talented, very natural. I was like, wow, cinema is about magic and really about changing lives. I think his life is gonna change forever, and that's some very good surprise for me. And I think one of the biggest challenge during shooting was myself. I was struggling with insomnia, very bad insomnia. But I think fortunately we were all playing people in a very bad situation with dark circles. So everyone is okay. Everyone is like ugly, tired, in the big shit. Yeah, so it's okay.
Well, you brought some authenticity to that aspect of your characters. And in terms of the takeaways, I mean, as we said at the beginning, kind of thinking of this concept of the lottery, but also I think the fact that like perhaps we all like to think of ourselves as sort of, wholly good people that would never do anything bad, but how quickly with the prospect of becoming a millionaire instantaneously can corrupt us. And you see that in each of the characters. So what do you want people to be thinking about when they come out the cinema in terms of, maybe they're going to be asking themselves, how would I react in that situation?
I think what's very powerful about the movie and the characters in the movie is that we never thought of playing villains or bad people. And I think even my character, for example, Ismay, she never wanted to hurt anyone. She never wanted to destroy anything. She really wanted just to make it work because she believed and she had like the strongest conviction ever. And then I think what the movie tells us is that it's not that much about the amount of money, like a number. It's more about the possibility of doing what you want and the hope. It's really about the hope. The more, I think it's something inherently human to just hope and to dream also. But the more you dream, the more you get further from reality. And the more you get further from reality, the more you get kind of, you become a prisoner of this whole fantasy. And then I think this is at the same time a huge ability of us humans, and also pretty sad and pretty tragic, because that's what also the movie tells us. It's not that we're so hungry about the money, it's more like we're so hungry about our dreams. And then the dream is about becoming richer or having a better life. But at the end of the day, we were all kind of, how do we say that? We are victims of our own ability to dream. Because if someone was since the beginning, okay, I don't care, I don't believe, I don't have the hope, then maybe that tragedy won't happen to them. So yeah, I think that's what the movie is trying to say in a way.
Very philosophical. And what has it meant to you to have the film here at Cannes? And Vincent was saying, having that midnight screening just felt like the perfect, not only is this the perfect festival for it to play at, but that slot as well, kind of just the right time of night, the right audience. What was it like watching it with the audience last night?
We were talking about dream. I think it's a dream. It's better than a dream. It's actually at the same time reality and dream. It's pure magic. And then I don't know what to believe, what not to believe, but it seems like everything is true. So that's great. And we're all together. The crew is so nice. We're so happy, so chill. It's like going on holidays. No pressure, no stress. Well, I was very stressed, but yeah, everyone is so kind in the crew, and I'm really happy to be sharing this wonderful experience with everyone.
And how do you see this film fitting in with your career? I mean, I remember seeing you in Paris 13th District, working with Jacques Audiard. So you've already done some incredible projects. How do you think this fits in, and what do you think you might do next?
I think I'm gonna be able to explore my dark side a little bit more after this one, even like personally, because I really was so surprised of how crazy, mean, nasty I could be. Like I didn't know, you know, and I don't even know. I don't think the character knows. Maybe she thinks like she's the best. She's convicted. She's trying her best to help everyone. But yeah, I think what we see as the public is that, wow, poor people. So yeah, I like this duality between the good and the bad, or stuff like that. Bad guys, bad girls. I think that would be nice in the future to explore more. Yeah.
And especially, I guess, I mean, it's become a bit cliche to talk about playing strong or complex female characters, but it's still a thing, isn't it? And I think the more kind of, yeah, you can play a dark character or a more nuanced character, or, you know, someone with a bit of edge. It feels like there's more and more roles out there right now. Do you feel like it's a good time to be coming up in the industry as a young woman?
Yeah. Especially, for example, on TikTok with the screaming girls, the female rage, everything like that, all very trendy. Well, I'm not totally into trends, but I think it's a good thing. We're getting somewhere. We're in the middle, we're in the process, and I totally trust the process. I think it's a good start. We still have a long way to go, but I believe conviction. I believe it's gonna work. Yeah.
And in terms of people you would love to work with in future, or perhaps idols you've had growing up that you'd like to follow in their footsteps in terms of their career?
Whoa, I would love to work, for example, with the darkest Korean directors. The director Park Chang-wook of Old Boy, for example, exactly in the same like bad perversion of humanity vibe, I would love that. And I think it's something that would make me very artistically, philosophically, and spiritually fulfilled to work on. So yeah, that's my dream, and I believe maybe one day it's gonna happen.
Yeah. Well, so do I.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing all that with
Thank
me.
you.
Huge congrats on the movie and really enjoy the rest of your time here in Cannes. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.